And also, I wanted to say the guy from Friday was a stooge. Ain't no way we need Cam Newton in Dallas. Jerry Jones is enough drama. As a matter of fact, never mind. If they do, go ahead, do that, and then I'll just be a Chiefs fan. That's fine.
Keith said if they get rid, he's referring to something a caller from the Cowboys Nation faithful who lives in Houston said that he's 100% okay with Jerry Jones telling Dak Prescott to take a hike, cutting up his contract, and bringing in Cam Newton, allowing Dak Prescott to be a free agent, cutting ties with the franchise tag. He can sign that franchise tag all the way up until July. By the way, I don't think the NFL is 100% certain what's going to happen this season, maybe until July or even past that. There's a lot of decisions that are going to be made this weekend or this week during the draft. There's a lot of free agent decisions that have to be made after the draft, not only with Cam Newton, but with a lot of other older vets who maybe didn't get signed in the first day or second day of free agency, kind of see how the chips fall in the draft. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, but I, along with many others, have maintained the thought that if they really thought Dak Prescott was the quarterback of their future, they would have signed him long-term already. They have paid everybody. They think Amari Cooper's is their long-term wide receiver. They think Zeke is their long-term running back. They think Jalen Smith is their long-term linebacker. They think Teo Collins is their long-term offensive lineman. They think everybody there is long-term except for Dak Prescott. And I'm only saying that because they haven't been able to work out a long-term deal. Franchise tag now is going to be around $33 million. I mean, numbers are coming out that it was once 28, then 31.9. It's going to end up being like $33 million according to our math. Now, granted, our math might be very wrong, but according to our math, it would be around $33 million, 33.9 almost. And the fact that he's looked at that piece of paper and said, nah, I don't want that. I want a long-term deal means Dak isn't going to sign that franchise tag. I don't think it's going to happen in July where he's going to be like, you know what? I watched Zeke do all the training camp in Cabo, then get broken off. I'm going to sign this franchise tag before training camp because I'm a quarterback. I'm going to be a good guy. Remember, I have said that if I saw a piece of paper that said I was going to get $33 million in the next 6-7 months, I would sign it as soon as that thing touched the desk. I did that with the franchise tag for the punter deal, and it was $2.5 million. And I was like, let me sign that thing before they rip it up and say, no, you're not getting it. Now, not a great deal, obviously. I made more money in the next round. I got franchise tag for a year. But Dak Prescott has played this very close to the vest, how he wants to handle his business. He wants a 4-year deal. He wants to be paid a lot of money. And Dak Prescott, who's been underpaid, I think he absolutely deserves it. But there has to be a reason why the Cowboys and Dak haven't been able to figure it out. And a lot of people are thinking it's because Jerry Jones isn't sold on the Dak Prescott. If they paid Dak, they paid Zeke, Amari, everybody we just mentioned, they're potentially going to land in the same exact situation that the Los Angeles Rams have landed in, which as soon as you get an injury or an underperformance, you have to start cutting high-profile players or trading high-profile players. I don't know what they're going to do, but there's another scene that could potentially escalate on draft night if Jerry wants to make a play or two.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like you said, I think he thinks that he has earned that contract, too, with his play.
Which we, by the way,
have agreed with.
We very much agree with.
So why would he, at this point, after all this time, just be like, no, you're right. I'll just...
You know what? Now that you said it in July, what I was thinking in May and June and April and even March and even all of last season was wrong. I'm going to sign this piece of paper for a 1-year deal. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, there's no way.
That is just not how they say the conversations with Dak and his team have been going with the Cowboys. It's the complete opposite. They're like, we want this, and we're not signing anything else. And Jerry's like, I'll tell you, have you seen Cam Newton playing football on Instagram? I will cut that franchise. I'm intrigued to see how it all works
I mean, he's got to look around and people who were drafted similar years to him and like in Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, and like those teams did the right thing and paid them early. Like you don't mess around with quarterback deals normally if you think they're the future of your team.
Dak has not been treated properly financially. He got drafted late. He turned into a superstar. He retired Tony Romo. He hasn't really done much in the playoffs, obviously, but he's outperformed his old contract. You would have thought they would have signed him to a long one, but they haven't. Is it because Mike McCarthy wants to see if he likes him? Maybe. Maybe they're like, hey, let's do one more year. Let me see if I like him. I might not like him. Maybe I don't like him. You just signed me to a 7-year deal or whatever. Maybe I won't like him. Or maybe it's because Jerry isn't 100% sold that last year's Dak is going to be the Dak going forward. And I just don't know if Dak wants to play that game because you can lose a lot of money if you're Dak Prescott and you play a terrible year next year. And he probably knows that.